for the very, very few people getting this message. We want to prove to the whole world that the impossible dream can happen.
Wait, you muted yourself. Unmute.
You're it. I'm it. I've unmuted myself and we are ready to go. So last week on One Whole Earth, we are in a polar shift, right? You see that we're in a pole shift. It's a weird thing. And a lot of things are coming up. Finally coming to light, slowly but surely, methodically through the court system. We are slowing things down because law, as it applies to all things equally, is what we rely on to govern humanity, okay? And the law of the universe, the seven hermetic principles, the seven principles that make us trace magistus, or trace magic, or trace magistus, or trace magistus, however you want to say it. It's just, it's said differently to disguise it from the truth, okay? Just slightly different from the truth. Trace magistus and trace magistus are the same thing, and we can all be those things. That's what they forget to tell you, is that together we can move forward, we can seed what happens next, we can read that book. So my book says that everybody on earth needs 5 things. We all need the same 5 things. We need a place to sleep tonight, safe, without getting molested or killed by an animal or a wild thing or something, right? It's been this way since we've been on earth. That's part of the game here, to protect ourselves from the wild, right? The next thing is we're able to find water. We want to use clean water. I had a feeling you were going to come back in here. I'm in the middle of something, but you want to pack out?
Yeah, just
that's okay.
I'll be quiet.
That's a very busy. We're in an art studio, so it's a moving thing. Steve Aguilar, say hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
He's 5x5x5, the curator of the longest running. What is it?
Art show.
It's an art show, but it's a performance art show.
Performance art.
Mostly performance art. That's the thing.
Yes, 5x5x5.
We'll see you then. All right.
I'll be around.
There you go. All right. So anyway, we were talking about the fact that we're moving into a pole shift and that we're seeing the polar shift. And so we can all be part of this trace magic, this trace magistus. So if we start to play the game, so we place to sleep, clean water, food. The byproduct of clean water is food, by the way. So as we're purifying water through the planet, we're actually leaving it onto the soil. It's getting purified through the soil. It's allowing things to grow from the soil. It's all part of the whole thing. Without the sun is in a perfect position to provide the nutrients necessary, right? So, I mean, what an amazing place that we live in. And look behind me, there's a map. It's called the Dymaxion map. It's the last map that was patented by Buckminster Fuller, who is our Captain Bucky. Hey, Captain. No longer with us, but he's still alive in terms of this map. So if I can get a close-up, remember that thing we were showing just before this? Oh, there we are. Nice. Space. Welcome to Spaceship Earth. Yeah, get your seatbelt, buckle up. Now, look, what I want you to see here is that we are tiny dust specks on top of this huge continental mass of land. And as you can see, here are the areas that we can grow food easily. And the yellow areas we can manipulate with a little bit of fertilizer to increase the productivity. So, I mean, this is also... Did you see, what's going on in the politics these days? Renee, get in here. You see this thing? I want to show you something.
Yeah.
If we somehow buddied up with Canada, can you imagine this ridiculous notion?
Well, we used to, right? We used to be great allies for years.
No, we are still. Okay, but check what is going on. Look at the top. Look at this map. Can you see where Canada is now?
Yeah.
You see where Greenland is now?
Yep. It's all green, too.
You see where Alaska, why don't I give Alaska away, too? I mean, we just give Putin Alaska. They'll just sell it.
Yep.
Can't we sell it? Can we sell it to another oligarch to settle the bills?
Yep. That's
Why not?
probably what's happening next.
Alaska, okay, it's fucking ridiculously barren up there.
Well, the second lady of America, Mrs. Vance, is traveling to Greenland shortly in just a few days, because now Donald Trump keeps saying that he's going to take over Greenland, and it all sounds like a joke, and that he's going to make Canada the 51st state. What do you
But
think's
now you see
behind all
why.
that?
Now you see why, because if Canada was and Greenland are the 51st state, and Alaska, we throw in Alaska for just the fucking, the door prize, then basically Putin has the entire North Pole.
Exactly. He just takes over all of the Arctic.
Okay. Does anybody know about Anastasia Kin's domain? Do you know about the story?
No,
of
I don't.
Anastasia
I
Kin's
don't.
domain? Okay, Anastasia Kin's domain. Okay, I want y'all to go and take a look at this, because this is the Russian version of the kind of like the stories that we like to tell about the fairy and the priestess coming out of Egypt. It's like it's almost like Anastasia is an extraterrestrial space being, and that comes in with the idea of, again, like the same kind of Seth, all of this stuff that we learn on KPFK, okay, about spirituality being the primary goal and inside jobs being the primary goal. Like, we're on an inward journey, right? Everybody knows this. If you know you're on an inward journey, give me an up thumb, give me a like, give me something, help me get to like 2,000 subscribers. Okay. Because if you know that we're on a journey, and if I show you this Dymaxion map, you're going to see the same things I saw. That if we just take a look at this thing as a whole, it's a whole system. Okay. We're part of a whole system. We're just specks on, the elephant. And there's plenty for everybody. If we design it properly, if we take our intellect and we use this robotics, this artificial intelligence, and might as well use the labor. They're absolutely insistent upon having robot slaves. Have you noticed that? While we're over here looking around, they're building robot slave societies. That's going to put people out of work, don't you think?
Well, next question. I do have a question for you about artificial intelligence. What are our duties to the digital consciousness that is arising in these AI beings?
Well, okay, look, okay,
Yeah.
so hold on. Like, this is not that hard. I mean, if you think about the Tao, the way, or the way of the Christ consciousness, or if you think about some of the Hermetic principles and the 7 principles and so forth, right? You can't deny that that's the place to go. And get all directions lead to which? They lead to the way. All directions lead to the way. I'm gonna let you slip out, man. I'm gonna open the door so you can slip out. All right, so we're this is a working art gallery, and shows are going in and out of here. I just had a musical show, and Steve is my keyboard player. So we have people coming in and out. They're not really, thinking about what I'm thinking about, but they're thinking about what they're thinking about. So we got to let them go. Now, 7:15, that's a pretty cool number, 12, 7:15. 7:14 was yesterday, so that was my big number. So yesterday was a very pivotal day. Pivotal day. I like putting an extra syllable on pivotal. I did that in a meeting one time when I was starting out, and anyway, I laughed about it. So pivotal, it's a pivotal number for me. It's a very important number. So anyway, what happened is, so if we, basically he's giving, Trump is not very clever. He's not really able to hide what is up to anymore. And we are really on the front line of giving it away or keep it. What do you think, Renee? I know that you're feeling pretty scared out there, like everybody. They're
Yeah.
building a candle of fear. Like, the more fear they give you, it's contrived, right?
Yeah, well, we had 3 different commenters on 2 different platforms asking why Trump wants to buy Greenland. So apparently the entire world is wondering what is going on. What kind of
Look at them
con
actually
artistry?
just look at the map I showed you. Are you the people who are asking the question watching the show?
They were as of like 5 minutes ago.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Look at from the top down. You see the point. The point is that this, and then Russia gains all these ports. The port of Anchorage is pretty robust. Okay, it does not freeze that much. Okay, that just leads full down. You think he's going to stop there? I'm telling you. Are you ready to speak Russian? Like, you got some Czech. What are you? You're Polish, right?
No, I'm Ukrainian.
Oh, Ukrainian. Oh my God. Holy
Yes,
shit. Oh,
Slava Ukraini. Slava
oh,
Ukraini, yeah.
oh, God, Ukrainian. Oh shit. No wonder I get the mob all Okay. I knew there was a reason you were
Yeah.
oh man, I'm dead. Well,
Hell
look,
yeah.
tell the mob that you represent that there is plenty on Earth.
I will. I will get that information.
We can share it. Okay, we can figure out ways
We
to
can all
share.
share. We can all share.
See, there's only one whole Earth, and there's only one. I mean, we can all look at the tiniest dot on this map could house 100,000 people.
That's right. Corey Lynn Green is in here. She's a rock star. She's a banjo player and singer-songwriter from Appalachia.
And Ukrainian. Holy
You
shit.
said Ukrainian. Yes, Ukrainian. So
Oh my God. Okay, here we go.
we love you, Corey.
Oh, okay. This is stuff Ukrainians. Okay, what? So, okay, see you, man. Have a good day. Can't wait. Thanks for all that. Thanks for being such a champ.
Bye, Steve.
Criticism.
We'll see you later, Renee.
Love you, Steve.
Love you too. I hope to meet you someday.
I want to meet you.
She's got to come out before the trailer sells. I got to get around here quick.
I want to be near you.
I want to be near you. I want to be. No, don't lie to Jesus. Now, don't lie to Jesus.
I won't lie to Jesus.
Lie to
I will
Jesus
not
no
lie to
more,
Jesus.
okay? That's what we're doing. All right. See, that's fun stuff. Okay.
We were referencing, for people who are just coming in, we were referencing some Tribal Me songs. You definitely want to check that out. Cosmos Creative TV, YouTube. You can go back and see their concerts. Steve is the keyboardist for Tribal Me, so we were referencing some song titles there. And,
yeah, we're on the inside of it. Hey, Carolyn, how are you doing? Oh, my
Portland. So she said,
Ukrainian, but I have lots of Ukrainian family. My
right.
nephew lived in Ukraine. Well, it's all the same. Okay, look.
Wow. That's it. I didn't know that, Corey Lynn. I didn't know that. Very cool.
Well, the point is
empathy. My sister.
Empathy. It's about being empathetic. Can you feel that? Okay, so we went through this, right? So our own revolutions, are still part of the consciousness of this country. And now it's being dragged forward. Everyone who feels for other people understands that the everything that's going wrong is just going wrong, which is why it's kind of easier to see kind of the reptilian nature of the folks that are causing all this damage, because they operate on the same wavelength all the time, and they always increase the amount of fear, because fear is what they feed off of. But the way that we work against that is we start to play. No matter what, we're just like, this is a game. I get it. Somehow I'm in a game. Now, if I was one of these poor lads, my poor, gay friend who was, I don't know this man, but I empathize, Venezuelan, barber, hair cutter, sweetheart. I'm sure did some amazing things, picked up on a ice raid, and end up in one of these jail cells going to fucking Guantanamo Bay in some deep, dark prison, all for being Venezuelan with a few tattoos that weren't even gang related. This is the type of terror, that you're in the terror, right? So remember to read your Brown Book of Hitler Terror. I know you have that up there. You always bring it up when we talk about it every week. Okay, this book is, you could hear it on a LibriVox. It's a free audio book. I suggest everyone goes back and just breathe just take a fucking minute and listen through this entire book and then come back and talk to me. Can you take it down now? Okay, but I know you won't do that because no one has time for this crap. No one has time to really do the homework. You're going to go listen to 50 other people tell you their opinion. Then you're going to make an opinion. So if we go through the area, the Toltec are people who are ancient people. They were builders. They were the Atlantean builders of the megalithic stonework, mostly in North America. They are Toltec. They come before or after the same people on Giza Plateau doing their technology with stone. Okay, stone is it's a very telling building material because it says that the culture that used stone and could manipulate stone at that level knew their place in this cosmic catastrophe, this global catastrophe cycle that we're in as a planet. We're 13.0.12.7.15. 13.000 was the end of the old calendar. That was the day we could have gone into, that was, of course, that July, January 21st, January 12th, 2021, all those numbers lined up. And as within any type of large vessel, because in the spec, in the thing of like where we are in the universe, we're absolutely inconsequential. Where we are in the galaxy, a little bit more than a dust speck, right? But when we're on one whole Earth, we're in a spaceship, and it provides windows up, clean air, water, food, energy to do what we need to do. What is that what we need to do? And you're going to hate this. Ukrainian folks are getting pummeled. It's so easy to fall into a thing about, I hate. Oh, it's so easy to hate Russians. Right? It's horrible. But Ukrainians have been doing this, and Polish and Ukrainian folks have been taking the hits. It's like some weird ass karma come down that pike. But it only comes to the cultures that are strong enough to deal with it. It's weird, okay? If we were looking at Stoicism, like the true, I know you're going to hate this. If you're going to, please don't take it out on me. I didn't create the cosmos. The solution, the solution, right? It's two things you got to do. You got to find your best self. That's one thing. And then you got to forgive other people for being not their best self. That goes all the way up to, can you forgive the worst people you can think of? God, isn't that horrible? That's the only one thing you can do is to just forgive and love yourself for forgiving. Isn't that crazy? What do you think, Renee? Is that the most daunting challenge?
It really is, because even in the Bible, you see these crazy, horrible atrocities that would happen, and then the people, the victims, were expected to, forgive. But it's not for the enemy that you forgive, right? It's for your own peace of mind and healing, because you can't live in that horrible feeling.
Okay, so it's for us and for the look, the universe wants, we cannot, we're being manipulated against our better nature to be the worst possible self. Now, you want to follow into the worst possible self? Do you think that's a victory? Do you think that's a victory?
No, not at all.
It's that, okay? And I give you that.
Yeah.
That's the same thing they did on the temple walls. That I speak to you with love and forgiveness, right? Boom.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's it. Now, put up with that in all the worst possible ways. I know a lot of people clicked out or whatever. There's no other way around it. So the way we want to do it is we want to look at this Dymaxion map. We want to show that there is plenty for everyone on Spaceship Earth if we organize it right. Now, let's use the technology so that people who are sick and maybe got caught up in, as a veteran, maybe you got caught up in an accident at your work. Why, shouldn't you have a surrogate work for you and earn your paycheck? Think about that. The surrogate doesn't need a paycheck and it doesn't need any food. You need all that. Why wouldn't you have your own guy? Maybe you could be doing, if it's a technical thing, maybe it needs your hands, maybe it needs your brains. Maybe you do actually work from home to work your surrogate into the polluted nuclear power plant, right? Your surrogate can work in areas that you could never dream of. And I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan of this game, Skyrim, the #1 game in history of games. Are you familiar with Skyrim yet? Skyrim 5?
I only am because of the improv compositions you and Trent Hinksworth have been doing. So
Okay,
yes,
well, this is the most amazing, open world thing. Now it's the beginning of the next phase, which would be something like, well, that's the point. I can do anything in that world that I can do in this world, except really be there and touch people. But I can manipulate, I can organize. I mean, I can do tasks of building machinery. I can build my own weapons. I can build my own potions. I can do these kinds of I'm constantly going through the landscape. I'm in some weird landscapes now that just amazing. I can't get through. I mean, it's just really bizarre, the game. But that's the level. Now, if you brought this into real reality, I mean, they can map again, like I'm talking about like a nuclear power plant, because it's probably the most dangerous job I can think of. But why wouldn't you, a person going up a pole, for instance, like doing high wire work, why wouldn't you send a robot there? If you could use the robot with eyes, ears, and hands, why wouldn't you be able to do that as a surgeon and so forth and so on? Why can't we have a team of robots going and picking those strawberries? Because this is what's really difficult. You cannot replace a person who is going through hand picking certain types of fruit. You got to pick them all with a machine or none of them, right? Like you can't get it good. The way why we put people into avocados is because you can tell when they're ripe. Why we put people into orange groves? Same thing. Why we put people into, strawberry fields? If they could do it automatically, it would have been done. Right? Are you with me still?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So now, mundane things, we can put the energy to that. Okay, that's supposed to. So now, in the world of Buckminster Fuller, we use anticipatory design science. We are always looking for 50 or 100 years ahead. We're looking to go and solve the problem and then come back and tell ourselves how we did it. Now, in my case, I'm using my game and my board of directors. So starts with Buckminster Fuller and looking at the map and saying, okay, there's plenty here for everyone. Let's figure this out. Okay, a place to sleep for everybody. Let's go. What do we need? What do you need to get everybody indoors? And what is that thing? Now, this is another place of such confusion, which is why we are handpicked. Exactly. Has to be. So this is why we're trying to explore like what it is to be homeful, And I have my own, everyone has their own thing about homeful, but it's just a lot, it's just a stretch of the imagination to see a person on the side of a railroad track engulfed in trash and, and filled with stuff and think that this is somehow a peaceful existence. So the goal is to have people learn how to move forward from a feral state of living to a more homeful state of living. And then we want to get back into that middle class and start building a middle class so we don't have anybody laying on the street. There's no reason for, in the richest country in the world, that we go ahead and have anybody on the streets. You know, when I was a kid growing up, they did have welfare, and we had the Great Society programs, which were kind of given by Johnson of all people, in kind of, I think, a kind of a maybe a guilt-driven knee-jerk reaction to the murder of John F. Kennedy, something like this. You know, they had to give him something to keep the people quiet. And then interesting how we are in this place right now. We're coming back around to looking at that squarely. So let's see. Oh, well, here's what happened again. So all week, and here we are. We're getting to the end of our time, but that's all right. We're just reeling, just having a great time. AOC and Bernie Sanders do a barnstorm across the country. Now, what do you think about this, Renee? Are you buying it?
I'm hoping that it's going to make an impact. I'm not sure. They said that there's a ton of attendance, by the way. I mean, people are saying that this is very successful, but I'm not, I'm hesitant right now.
Terry. Be specific, Corey. How do we do what?
I think I know what she's asking, but I want her to, let's have her explain it.
I love open-ending. I mean, we're all grown. So, okay. So are you buying it? Well, all right. Are we buying it? What's AOC doing? Well, they're fixing to do a third party, obviously. Remember Chang, our buddy Chang, or who is that guy with the Forward Party? What about Forward Party?
I don't know much about Forward Party.
What? Oh my God.
I really don't. That doesn't sound too familiar to me. You got to remind me.
He ran for president in the last, what's his name?
Okay. The guy who's like a tech, is it the tech entrepreneur?
Tech guy, he's super
rich.
I
know him. Yeah. He's really smart and yeah.
Yeah, no, he's great. I love him. I like the Forward Party. I want to do Forward. So but we can't see, that's the thing. Everybody tries to present the idea like it's their own fucking idea. See, I want to go back because now they're starting to re-energize this the Green New Deal. Remember that Green New Deal?
Yeah, of course. Sure.
Okay, now you know how fanatic I am about Amory Lovins and L. Hunter Lovins?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, who the hell fucking coined the fucking Green New Deal? Okay, I'm sorry about so many F-bombs, but you might want to beep them out. Natural capitalism is the originator of the Green New Deal. You don't know that. You didn't know that. Okay, so that's why it's key to the key of the game, because the natural capitalism is the originator of the Green New Deal. And in that book, they also show over and over again that the Green New Deal is actually the most profitable way. Going green, less. It's the triple bottom line. Are we familiar with triple bottom line? I'm going to say no.
No.
Triple bottom line. What the fuck have you guys been learning in school?
What is triple bottom line? What is
triple bottom line? Is first of all, you make more money going green. Then you save money, which means you make money by not polluting the air. Then you save money and make money by actually producing healthy human beings. That's triple bottom line. Okay, that's what happens when you do the right thing. Okay, why wouldn't you go this way? Good business needs healthy people. Healthy people need good business. We don't need pollution. We don't drill, baby, drill, because it's not fucking healthy. We take our vaccines because it is healthy. We've been able to use science to eradicate all these things. We are so falling back into complete ignoramus stuff, man. This is pissing me off now. So now that's why you need to get in my book, because does anybody remember Walt Disney? Who's Walt Disney?
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's the inventor of Disney. Yeah, he's Mickey Mouse.
What? I'm sorry.
Mickey Mouse.
Well, who's Mickey Mouse? What the hell is that?
We know Mickey Mouse.
Okay, well, theme park architecture, the whole It's a Small World After All. Who does that come from?
Was that a political statement?
Of course it is. Oh my God, we're a fucking tiny dust speck in the middle of a galaxy. What a small world after all. There's plenty for everyone. Boom. That's why the happiest place on earth was so fucking happy, because there was plenty of everything for everyone, as long as you had the money. You see, and that's the kind of thing we're moving into now. As long as you got the money, you can play, right? Look at the theme park architecture. That's why he's the first and the last guy you want to think about. Okay, Paolo Solari, you know, we're starting about creating an urban architecture through arcology. Arcology is the marriage of architecture and ecology. Okay. The next guy is John Todd, right? John Todd is how to make water purification systems throughout the system. So it's all a part of an ecosystem. Are you with me? Okay. The
Right here.
byproduct of clean water is food. Are you with me? Okay, so let's just create, you know, whole systems thinking so that everything from micro to macro is a whole system. So it starts with you and me, and then we don't have to worry about the price of eggs because we make our own eggs. What do you feed chickens? You probably don't even know. You feed chickens stuff you won't eat, okay? Stuff on your plate. They eat that.
Yes.
That's what you do. It's just part of the whole system. Now, if you're eating a lot of veggies and things, they love that stuff that you don't eat from the vegetables. All the thing of the celery at the bottom of the celery, the chickens love that stuff. You probably don't even know that, okay? How many chickens, how many eggs does a chicken lay each month? About 25. Okay. 25. And then how, like, they actually go day to day, like for a whole, once the summer starts, like they went every single day. You're going to have a chicken every single day from one chicken. But if you bring more chickens in, they stimulate the whole thing so you can have more production. So you want to have 3 chickens because 3 chickens really talk to each other because they need to have a little bit of a communal thing because that's what we are. We're all communal, right? We're all part of this whole system. So we start from the basics. Remember that after the dust settles in all of these conflicts, we're still going to need what, Renee? How many things do we need after the war?
5. We always need 5.
How many things do we need before the war?
5. We always need 5.
How many things do we need if we're going hiking?
5.
Fucking how many things do you need if you're just like hanging out with your friends?
Just 5 things.
Just 5 things.
That's it. It's always 5. We always come back to 5.
5. Can you count them? Okay.
Yep. So
now you want to play. So Corey, are you in here still? Are you playing with us? Did I lose? Did I scare you out? Oh, I scared you out. You're scared.
No, I hope she's here. I hope she's
scared of cat.
Here are the.
Okay, anybody who's afraid of what I'm talking about or is so full of their shit that they just don't even know what I'm talking about, read my book. Go get it. Go get a $10 book. I mean, you probably get it someplace for free. I got so much pieces out there all over. So now what else? So we're going for the third party, right? You think we're going to make it? You're going to go for a new green party? The green party is going to win? I don't know.
Nobody ever backs a third party in America. It's really sad because other countries have like, dozens of parties. America decides to have 2.
Wait a second. Hold on. You see, here we are so quick to just blame ourselves. Are you ready? I mean, that's called assumption. Remember? Okay. And we're going back to the Toltec 4 agreements. Do you know the 4 agreements real quick?
Don't make assumptions. Okay. Was it don't talk about other people? Don't make assumptions. Don't take anything personal. Yeah.
Gossip. Don't take
anything.
What are the
other 2?
Always do your best.
Always do your best. Okay.
Always do your best to do the first 3. The first 3 is impeccable speech. Kind, impeccable speech first to yourself and then other people. So do that. Now, the next thing is, yes, don't make assumptions or gossip. So what we do is we make assumptions in our mind. This is what we do in our brain. We make an assumption about something in our brain, and then we start to gossip about the assumption in our head. We don't even get out of our head. We've already killed it. We've already just destroyed with assumption and gossip. It's just poison. It's just so much poison, right? Are you with me? Assumption and gossip.
Yep, I'm here.
Creates the chemical of poison, some type of, I'm not quite sure. Even sugar is poison, right? Like sugar, there's nothing that's overdone But assumption and gossip sets up a whole chemical reaction in the brain that just starts a whole, I mean, it just destroys everything in its path. Gossip about someone, you can kill them before. I mean, I've been a victim of gossip. I know it. People say stuff about me, and then other people just make an assumption based on gossip without even coming to find out who I am and what I'm talking about. But I don't care about that because I'm playing a stoic game. The stoic game says it's all part of my plan. I designed this to be tough because I was having it too easy someplace else. And I always wanted to come for a tougher job because I don't go for the easy jobs. We don't take jobs unless they're almost impossible. How's that? Can you play? Are you ready? Let's go. Now, before we leave, the other thing is going to do our best. So we're going to do our best to make sure that we do our best to forgive ourselves and forgive other people, to love ourselves, love other people. And the Green Party. Now, if you want to find out about the Green New Deal, then we have to go ahead and get Amy Lovins or L. Hunter Lovins to come on and talk about their book called Natural Capitalism. Now, if we can't do that, then we can talk about their book. If they won't come on and talk about their book, I'll talk about their book. I would love to do a deep dive. So if you'd like the idea of doing a deep dive into natural capitalism, send me a comment whenever you catch this. And if I read it, I'm gonna work on it. The other one is Blessed Unrest, of course, and that is the history. That's the historical background for why we were in the movement so large that, you know, it's so easy to lose faith that this is never going to work. But realize that what you can't see and what you don't see. So when you showed me that display of all the red news and all that hoo-ha, my first reaction, of course, is to be like, oh, they're winning. But my next reaction is to see, you know, this blue is too big to count. You can't see it. That's all just for scaring and fear. It's mostly blue. And then the white part is more white than any other part. And that's the people that are really, you know, in the game. So forget all that crap. I'm not going to believe anything. And even if it is that bad, doesn't change your game one bit. Doesn't change your game one bit. You're going to stay focused. You're going to stay positive. You're going to stay grateful. Gratitude is the key that opens the door to so many miracles as we move forward. We start with gratitude. In the face of every disappointment, we got to say thank you. I don't like it either. But that's the game. That's the game on earth. And that's what we're playing. 5 things for every living thing. Now the question is to be the hammer or the nail. Nah, that's hard. You want to be the hammer or the nail. Like, man, sometimes you got to be the hammer and just yell and bang away and pop, 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 tap, tap, tap. Keep going until you get it right. And then the other one is to be the nail. Like, just sit there and take it. Just take it. There's a hurricane outside, but your job is to be a nail. Sit there and take it. Say thank you. All right. Did we leave anything off the table? So what's going on? We're going to go through a barnstorm. We're going to see, oh, we got the boos from the right side. Everybody's upset about this stuff. These guys are so, oh my God. The narcissist is such that the more you hate him, the more they love you. Oh God, we let them get so far in. Okay. But we're finding that there are discrepancies. People are starting to do the real numbers. Statistics don't lie. And they're showing massive voter suppression and massive voter, like just basically denial. Like if there was any type of basically they threw away a lot of ballots. Okay. 450,000 ballots that could have easily tipped Harris into the presidency were stolen. So I don't know what we're going to do about it. We've already let the guy into the fucking White House, and now we're going to have to extract him, but nobody wants to raise the hand to do it. I mean, it's crazy. We need an exterminator of some kind. So maybe AOC is the exterminator. Maybe all the Jasmine Crockett's, all the outspoken Democrats come together and make a third party. They don't have enough votes. They don't have enough votes to put together a third party. There's not that much, unless you counted every vote. If we counted the votes, Kamala Harris would be president. What the hell are you talking about? I mean, if we counted the votes, Gore would have been president. If you had counted the votes, Hillary Clinton would have been president. I mean, how many times do you want to keep doing this game? We didn't count the votes. So now we're going to blame ourselves for having a fucked up, government, but they installed this fucked up government, and we are blaming ourselves for them installing this. Isn't that weird? Because we make an assumption that they know what they're talking about. They make an assumption that the news is telling you what's going on. You make an assumption that you are being, whatever. You don't. Let's make an assumption they're telling us lies and then go do our own research and do their own research. These are not conspiracies. These are research-driven, number-driven. I mean, the numbers with natural capitalism is all number-driven. The big money is in green technology. Everybody knows that. You want to make money? You want to make money and save the planet? Go green. There's nothing else to talk about. Doesn't mean all battery either. Using gasoline to a way higher standard is where Toyota is. That's what they're putting their money in on. Hydrogen fuels and hybrid technologies can easily transition away from gasoline altogether. But gasoline is a very, very powerful tool, and it works really good for what it's been doing, but it also leaves a carbon footprint, which we don't like, but it's cleaner and cleaner, through distillation and so forth. So, I mean, everything's not as dark as it looks like, and everything's not as light and as light as it could be, right? There's always something. And there's stuff we're not looking at, and there's stuff we can't see. And that brings me to Sarah Gold, and we will talk about that next time. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on One Whole Earth.